Unatazama Ndizi TV Afrika.
Now it is 9 p.m. on the 20th day of November 2025 and welcome to Ndizi TV News at 9 p.m. My director tonight is Lucas Uma and my name is Chemutai Kirui, bringing you the latest updates from Kenya and even beyond our borders. Now today, Kenya takes center stage with a mix of progress, innovation and political drama shaping the nation. President William Ruto highlighted major achievements in healthcare, education, housing, digital transformation and transport infrastructure, while also being honored for advancing sports development. At the same time, political tensions and opposition criticism underscore growing debates on governance, economic management and national debt. Meanwhile, health campaigns, local sports preparations and critical electoral preparations reflect ongoing efforts to safeguard citizens and to strengthen civic processes, painting a picture of a country balancing growth, challenges and opportunity. These and more on Ndizi TV News at 9 p.m. tonight with Chemutai Kirui. Welcome to our bulletin tonight, and on our top story tonight, President William Ruto has addressed the nation from Parliament this afternoon, highlighting major strides in Kenya's healthcare system. The President praised the Social Health Authority for registering over 27 million Kenyans, calling it a milestone in ensuring access to quality healthcare. He also emphasized his administration's ongoing efforts to expand oncology centers, stressing that every Kenyan, no matter where they live, should have access to specialized treatment. The address comes as part of broader reforms in agriculture, transport, and the economy aimed at improving services across the country.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, let me now turn to healthcare, the foundation of human dignity and the heartbeat of every nation that chooses compassion over neglect. Over the last 3 years, we have undertaken the most ambitious transformation of health systems since independence. Reforms rooted in equity, powered by innovation, and guided by a simple conviction that every Kenyan, wherever they live and whatever their means, deserves equal care. 27 million Kenyans are now registered in SHA, more than triple the number ever reached by the former NHIF. This is a demonstration that leaving no one behind was and is not a slogan. It is a promise on course to fulfillment. Additionally, more than 10,000 health facilities across the country have signed in to serve under this new system. But honorable members, real healthcare begins long before patients reach a hospital. That is why in September 2023, we deployed 107,000 community health promoters, the largest primary health workforce in our history, trained, equipped, and present in every ward in all our 47 counties. Their impact has been extraordinary. Consider 3 statistics. 8.9 million households have so far been visited. 9.9 million diabetes screenings have been done with 134,000 cases diagnosed. 6.5 million hypertension screenings have been conducted with 305,000 cases confirmed. Millions of lives have been touched and thousands saved. This is what equity looks like. This is the meaning of universal health care. This is leaving no Kenyan behind indeed. Behind these numbers stand The community health promoters, quiet, devoted, tireless, heroes of this new era. Today, we honor them. We thank them. To them, we say Kenya is healthier because of you. Mr. Speaker, when I promised that those unable to pay would be supported by government under UHC, the cynics scoffed as usual. Today, we are paying premiums for 2.3 million vulnerable Kenyans, including orphans, widows, the elderly, and those without income, because for them, healthcare is not a privilege. And I must commend members of this august House who have stepped in to support vulnerable families in this gesture. We are also modernizing hospital equipment through the National Equipment Service Project, replacing the old MES model that burdened counties with heavy upfront costs. Under the new fee-for-service system, private partners install, maintain, and run state-of-the-art equipment, and public facilities pay only when they use them. We have overhauled KEMSA to end the chronic crisis of drug shortages, raising medicine availability from 48% to 68%, and to a projected 90% by the end of this year and 100% by March next year. This is more than healthcare reform. It is a long-deferred promise, finally taking shape. A Kenya where every citizen can face tomorrow with confidence, knowing their nation.
And now in education, President William Ruto has announced major steps to strengthen learning across the country. He revealed that 76,000 teachers have already been recruited, with an additional 24,000 expected to join schools in January. New classrooms are being delivered to reduce congestion, while technical and vocational training institutions are being upgraded to support STEM programs. The president says these measures are designed to make education more sustainable and ensure every child has the opportunity to succeed regardless of where they live.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, when I assumed office, our education sector was in distress with a strained CBC transition, a chronic teacher deficit, universities on the edge of insolvency, and overstretched infrastructure. We moved quickly to restore education as the great equalizer. Through the student-centered funding model, scholarships and loans now follow need and merit, placing the learner at the center. Nearly 500,000 students have already benefited from this model. We then tackled the teacher crisis head-on. We have hired, as you all know, 76,000 teachers, with 24,000 more to be brought in by January next year. That will translate to 100,000 teachers in 3 years, an achievement unmatched in the history of our country. Together with the national government CDF, we have delivered 23,000 new classrooms and 1,600 laboratories are under construction, easing congestion and giving CBC the dignified facilities it requires. TVET has become the engine of practical skills. Enrollment has leaped from 341,000 in 2022 to 718,000 as young Kenyans embrace engineering, ICT, modern agriculture, hospitality, design, and the trades that power a modern economy. In strengthening education at every level, we are giving life to the national values in Article 10, especially equity, human dignity, and sustainable development, ensuring...
And now President William Ruto has hailed the progress of the National Affordable Housing Program, noting that 230,000 homes have now been delivered across Kenya. He highlighted that these projects are creating jobs with over 428,000 people, including architects, designers, and skilled workers already employed. The president says that by next year, nearly 1 million jobs could be created as housing and modern market construction continues, providing both homes and economic opportunities for communities nationwide.
Said we would deliver affordable housing, the cynics dismissed it. They said it was fantasy. When they realized we were serious, they called it impossible. And when we broke ground across the country, they suggested that these projects would stall. Today, those doubts have given way to a very different question from Kenyans everywhere. How do I own one of these units? That is now the question. Across the country, we are delivering the most extensive housing rollout in Kenya's history. 230,000 affordable homes. And we meet student needs. 178,000 beds have been packaged for universities, TVETs, KMTCs, with 74,000 already under construction, transforming a sector where fewer than 10% once had decent accommodation. Additionally, 270 modern markets are taking shape nationwide, providing vital spaces for women and MSMEs, with another 175 underway, expanding the backbone of local commerce. And through the Nairobi River Regeneration Program, 44,000 young people are restoring the river corridor and preparing sites for 10,000 social homes along the renewed riverfront. The program, the housing program, including markets and hostels, has created over 428,000 jobs. Jobs that include architects, engineers, plumbers, electricians, carpenters, masons, steel workers, transporters, and thousands of MSMEs in fittings, fabrication, and interior design work. At peak next year, it will employ at least 1 million Kenyans. Honorable members, this program is far more than housing. It is a national empowerment engine, creating jobs, formalizing the informal sector, revitalizing micro, small, and medium enterprises, restoring our environment, and building resilient communities. It advances equity, dignity, and sustainable development, the very values anchored in Article 10 of our Constitution.
And now, transport infrastructure being a key focus for the government, President William Ruto says that with a 10-year plan now in place to upgrade roads and highways across the country, the president added that issues affecting airports, including JKIA, will be addressed by January next year. He noted that these improvements are aimed at boosting business growth, facilitating trade, and connecting communities, underlining the role of modern transport systems in Kenya's economic development.
Japan's post-war revival, enabled by strategic road expansion, is a clear example. From only 2,000 kilometers of road, they constructed over 1 million kilometers of paved road in 7 decades. We in Kenya, you know, we have only constructed 22,000 kilometers over a relatively similar period. To scale up, ladies and gentlemen, honorable members, our transport and logistics program, the Ministry of Roads and Transport have already mapped out a comprehensive network of 2,500 kilometers of highway for dualing, and 28,000 kilometers of road to be tarmacked over the next 10 years. We will onboard private-public partnership in the modernization of Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Mombasa and Lamu Airport, and sort out the challenges facing Kenya Airways by next year. This work is already in progress. Next week, I will launch the dualing of the 170-kilometer Rironi-Naivasha-Nakuru-Mau Summit Road. On the same day, I will break ground on the dualing of the 58-kilometer Rironi-Maimayu-Naivasha Road. The gridlock that paralyzes these roads every day, especially on weekends and holidays, will soon, by God's grace, be a thing of the past. Additionally, roads earmarked for dualing include Muthaiga Kiambu Ndumberi, Machakos Junction Mariakani, Mau Summit Kericho Kisumu, Kisumu Busia, Mau Summit Eldoret Malaba, Athi River Namanga, Karatina Nanyuki Isiolo, Makutano Embu Meru Maua, Mtwapa Malindi Mombasa, all the way to Lungalunga, Kericho Kisii Migori Isabenia, and Nakuru Nyahururu Karatina, Kisii Oyugis Ahero. The northern bypass, James Gishuru Roads, Bomas Karen Gong, and Bomas Ongata Rongai Kiserian, including Gong Isinya and Naivasha to Kikuyu, among many other key corridors nationwide. Kisumu, Kisumu Busia, Mau Summit Eldoret Malaba, Athi River Namanga, Karatina Nanyuki Isiolo, Makutano Embu Meru Maua, Mtwapa Malindi Mombasa, all the way to Lungalunga, Kericho Kisii Migori Isabenia, and Nakuru Nyahururu Karatina, Kisii Oyugis Ahero. The northern bypass, James Gishuru Roads, Bomas Karen Gong, and Bomas Ongata Rongai Kiserian, including Gong Isinya and Naivasha to Kikuyu, among many other key corridors nationwide. This infrastructure drive will also include extending the standard gauge railway from Naivasha to Kisumu and eventually to Malaba. And that exercise, ladies and gentlemen, is beginning in January. In just 2 months, we will be beginning that.
And now President William Ruto has been honored by the Confederation of African Football for his contribution to sports development in Kenya. The award, presented during the 2025 CAF ceremony in Morocco, recognizes the president's efforts in strengthening football infrastructure and supporting young talent. CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe praised Kenya's commitment to nurturing athletes and improving sports facilities, a move that is seen as a boost for youth empowerment and national pride.
Jessica Gakinia, Ambassador of Kenya to Morocco, will receive the award on behalf of His Excellency William Ruto, President of Kenya. So, yeah, go ahead.
And now to matters politics. tensions flared today in Kenya's political circles after Deputy President Kithure Kindiki issued a sharp public remark aimed at former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. The exchange has generated widespread debate, reflecting deepening rifts among political leaders. Analysts say that such confrontation could have implications for party unity and voter perceptions, particularly as the country heads towards future elections.
Chama chetu cha UDA kiliketi kukataa. The party rejected you. Ukaleta maandamano pale Madira, ukasema no Rigathi no Ruto. Uliingia katika kiti kupitia maandamano na fujo. Na hiyo fujo ndio imekutoa kwa kiti. Uende ukiendanga na uachane na mimi. Mimi sio rika yako. Mimi sio rika yako. Mimi nimekuwa senator, nimekuwa majority leader, nimekuwa waziri, nimekuwa deputy speaker, sasa ni deputy president. Wewe ni nani? Waende wasiende. Ni fire si fire. Wewe mtu ya mitego. Mimi na unasunguka hapa ukiniita sijui soprano, sijui kasongo, sijui soprano. Ukitaka nitakuvua nguo. I'm telling you. Waendelea na hiyo kielele. Mimi nitakuvua nguo. Kuna mzungu alikuja hapa anaitwa Ocampo. Akachika Uhuru Kenyatta, akachika William Ruto akampeleka Hague. Alikuwa na kimbelembele kama hiyo yako. Nitakunyoa na moto mmoja. Nitakuosha na moto mmoja. Ni fire si fire. Ni noma si noma. Aende asiende. Aende asiende. Mimi nasikia anakuja hapa saa 8. Kuja uombe kula ya Karishi bwana, wachana na mimi. Wachana na mimi my friend. Hapa ni nyumbani. Na wewe ni mtu mdogo kwa siasa.
And elsewhere, opposition leaders are criticizing President William Ruto's government for alleged mismanagement of the economy and the use of state officials for political purposes. They singled out Mining and Blue Economy Cabinet Secretary Ali Hassan Joho, accusing him of neglecting his ministerial duties in favor of politics. The opposition insists that the government focus on service delivery to the citizens, accountability and responsible governance, warning that politicization of state resources undermines public trust.
Sheria 8 za kusema kwamba ati yeye akitaka kuuza Kenya Ports Authority anauza bila idhini ya bunge. Ruto vile vile amepitisha sheria ya kusema kwamba serikali inaweza kunyang'anya shamba yako bila kunegotiate na wewe, iweke bei na ikulipe baada ya mwaka mmoja. Ruto amepitisha sheria ya kusema ukimtukana kwa mtandao yeye anaweza kufunga jela bila kupitia hata kotini.
Hawa jamaa wanakuja na pesa nyingi sana. Walipokuja hapo kutafuta kura zenu miaka 3 iliyopita walisema bottom up, pesa mfukoni. Hawakumwambia ni mfuko wa nani bwana. Hizo pesa zote Zakayo alipanda juu ya mti akapandisha ushuru. Ile bei ya mafuta ikatoka bottom ikaenda wapi? Ushuru ukatoka bottom ikaenda wapi? Hata nauli kutoka hapa kwenda Mareni kwenda Mombasa nauli imepanda haijapanda. Tukapinga finance bill 2024 na majezi, lakini kuna wabunge walionunuliwa. Ninyi mkipeana nafasi kwa mbunge anayonunuliwa, vile walipandisha finance bill 2023, 2024, 2025, hata 2026 watafanya nini? Watapandisha
kwa mafikira yake na damu yake. Na hao waliokuwa wanamuibia wanaenda kwa mazishi yake na kujigamba wao ni mtu yao. Wanamtunuku hata heshima ile kubwa sana ya Chief of the Golden Heart. Unapatia Raila Chief of Golden Heart na hako pale futi 6. Hiyo ni aibu ama si aibu? Ni madharau si madharau? Kwa hivyo watu wa Kenya wako na sababu moja sana. Na ndio sisi jana na leo tukasema lazima Mungu atujalie tuje tuangalieni, tuzungumze, tuamue hata wakileta pesa ngapi. Kwanza mkule hizo pesa. Kwa sababu ni zenu. Ni zenu zile wanachukua ushuru wote. Ndugu yangu Eugene anauliza Ruto ataweka pesa mfuko, lakini hakueleza ni mfuko gani. Kumbe ni mfuko yake mwenyewe. Anakusanya ushuru kila mahali, anauza makampuni ya nchi ya umma yote kila mahali, kila kuchao. Na sisi tunasema ule wakati umesalia, kama ni mwekezaji kutoka nje ya Kenya.
It is now 28 minutes into the hour, and Ndizi TV News at 9 is taking a commercial break. When we come back, we have more for you, including health officials in Kakamega County are urging expectant mothers to seek early antenatal care, and the Ministry of Health also emphasizes hygiene and preventive measures to curb diseases. And on the lighter side, Migori County gears up for the upcoming CASA Games, highlighting local talent and sportsmanship, while the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission begins dispatching materials for the next week's by-elections, ensuring a transparent and organized voting process. This and more on Ndizi TV News at 9 p.m. after the break with Chemutai Kirui. Is a strive everybody longs for. Human beings will spend their time online searching remedies for conditions challenging them. Some will go to medical facilities seeking medical help, while others will use herbal means to keep their health hazards. I am Chemutai Kirui, and every week on Afya Yetu, we open the doors for life-changing conversations from wellness and nutrition, preventing diseases, managing chronic illnesses, and even mental health. We bring expert advice, real-life stories, and practical solutions that touch every part of your life. Join me, Chemutai Kirui, on Ndizi TV Africa Afya Yetu Health Show every Friday from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. and be part of the change.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Kila jamii hapa Afrika, yani chini ya jua duniani, ina chimbuko lake. Ndani ya Ndizi TV Africa, katika kujua utamaduni wako, ndani ya utamaduni Afrika, tutaangazia kila jamii, tukianza na jamii ya Abagusi ambayo iko chini ya Bantu, jamii ya Mkamba, jamii ya Waluo. Vile vile tutaangazia kuhusiana na jamii ya Masai. Tutataka kujua ni mbona jamii inaenzi, ama ni mbona kila jamii inaenzi mila na tamaduni zake, na vipi hizi mila na desturi zina umuhimu gani katika utamaduni. Utapata mpaka leo jamii ya Masai inaenzi sana ufugaji wa mifugo. Kuna jamii ambazo zinaendeleza mila ambazo zimepitwa na wakati, mfano ukeketaji wa wasichana, kitu ambacho jamii nyingi hazienzi kamwe, kukeketa wasichana. Haya yote kuhusu mila na desturi na utamaduni ni ndani ya kipindi Utamaduni Afrika, katika runinga unayoienzi Ndizi TV Africa, kila siku ya Alhamisi saa 2 usiku. Kipindi kinaletwa kwako na Mwita Peter. Usikose.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Every Wednesday night, join me for powerful stories and informative stories that will touch your heart and also will be informative on Ndizi TV Africa, where we will be having able and ambitious. Join us as we empower voices that need to be heard and also encourage the inclusive voices in the society, one story at a time. We educate, we inspire, we break barriers and remind the world that disability is not inability. Tune in to Ndizi TV Africa every Wednesday as from 8 p.m. as we celebrate and empower the able and ambitious in our society. Ndizi TV Africa, beyond Africa.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Katika maisha ya kila siku, changamoto za kisheria zikosekani. Iwe ni haki zako kazini, masuala ya ndoa, mikataba mbalimbali, hata kwenye ardhi. Karibu kwenye Sheria na Jamii, kipindi kinachochambua masuala ya kisheria kwa undani zaidi. Hapa tutakuwa na wachambuzi wa sheria wa kusaidia wewe mpenzi mtazamaji kuelewa ni kipi kile sheria ya Kenya inasema.
Ni vizuri utumie sheria ambazo zimewekwa, the laws that are in place to help you control the properties even when you are dead.
Yeah. Kwa mob justice, wale ambao wanahusika katika mob justice wanaweza kuletwa mbele ya mahakama na wakafunguliwa mashtaka. Either iwe ni murder, a murder charge or a manslaughter charge.
Kila siku ya Jumapili kuanzia saa 2 hadi saa 3 usiku hapa ndani ya Ndizi TV Africa, nami Jeff Nyakundi. Sheria na Jamii, tukielewa sheria tunajenga jamii yenye haki.
Mteja mpendwa, ni wakati sasa wa kujinyakulia aina ya flash disk kuanzia 8GB, 16GB na vilevile 32GB. Vilevile earphones, wireless headsets, unajipatia wireless microphones tofauti kwa bei nafuu. Yale ambayo unafaa kuyafanya hivi sasa ni kwamba unapiga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606. Yote unayapata kwa bei nafuu popote ulipo.
Hello boys and girls, welcome to Ndizi Juniors, the show made just for you. I am Chemutai Kirui and with me is
Lydia Mose. That's right. Every week we bring you fans, games, learning and stories that will make you smile and grow.
From exciting challenges, amazing talents, and lessons for your everyday use.
Join us every Saturday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Ndizi Juniors.
Je, wewe ni mmiliki wa aina ya gari aina ya Alto, Probox, Harrier, V8 na Lexus? Jipatie brake pads kwa bei nafuu hivi sasa. Vilevile oil filters kwa gari aina ya Toyota na vilevile Subaru. Ili upokee popote ulipo, piga simu kupitia nambari 0739318606.
Unatazama Ndizi TV Africa.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with Ndizi TV Africa. You are watching Ndizi TV News at 9 p.m. and I am Chemutai Kirui. Now moving on with our bulletin, Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro has raised alarm over the country's rising national debt, which he says has increased from 8.7 trillion Kenya shillings to 12.5 trillion Kenya shillings in just 3 years. He warns that excessive borrowing poses serious risks to the economy and criticized the government for lacking systems to monitor and to control debt. Nyoro is calling for urgent reforms to ensure fiscal responsibility and protect Kenya's long-term economic stability.
The legal debt is 12.5 trillion Kenya shillings. And therefore, in that span of less than 3 years, Kenya has borrowed 3.8 trillion Kenya shillings. And therefore, Kenya is borrowing 1.25 trillion Kenya shillings every year. And therefore, the money Kibaki borrowed in 10 years, we are borrowing every year. And therefore, every day, we are borrowing 3.5 billion shillings every day. So this conference will be here for a week. So by the time you go back to Nairobi, you can do the calculations. The economy of Kenya is projected to be around 131 billion US dollars by end of this year. That means it's allowed 60.9 trillion, thereabout. The debt in Kenya is 12.5 trillion now. So when we talk about debt to GDP ratio, we must never massage the denominator. Because you can just take your calculator now, tell me 12.5 divided by 16.9, whether it is 64% as it presented. It is actually over 70% debt to GDP ratio. So it is important to, as Kenya, we be very factual with our data, so that when we report figures that has GDP in it, we don't massage GDP, either inflate it or whatever, to give us the right parameter.
And now on matters health, the Ministry of Health is urging Kenyans to prioritize hygiene to prevent the spread of disease. Principal Secretary Mary Muthoni said during a health budget meeting that many illnesses treated in homes could be avoided with basic sanitation practices. She reassured citizens that the government is implementing strategies to make healthcare service more affordable and accessible to all, and emphasized on the importance of preventive measures in safeguarding public health.
Funding of the primary health care fund is non-negotiable. Again, the emergency and chronic illness fund is equally non-negotiable, and it is done through the exchequer. It would be paramount that while you are working in Nairobi, nobody calls you from your village to tell you to give you money for registration at a facility. It should be free. It is free. And therefore, the government has a commitment to keep putting in money for primary health care.
And now Migori County is preparing to compete in the upcoming CASA Games in Meru next week. Speaker Christopher Rusana today flagged off the county's delegation, which will participate in 16 sporting disciplines. Officials are now confident that extensive preparation will lead to improved performance, and they say the competition offers an important platform for athletes to showcase their talents while promoting sportsmanship and community pride. Ndizi TV's Lennox Odede prepared a report.
Speaking during the flagging off ceremony of Migori County Assembly staff for the CASA Games scheduled to begin in Meru County on Monday next week, Migori County Assembly Speaker Christopher Rusana announced that the county will participate in 16 categories of games.
Today, I'm flagging off Migori County Assembly teams who are going to participate in sport and cultural activities for county assemblies of Kenya. This year, 2025, the CASA Games will be held in Meru County, Meru Township. As a County Assembly of Migori, we are well prepared. We have 16 disciplines, ranging from Ajua to football, men and women, and many other games, who are going to compete with other teams across the county assemblies. The teams are composed of staff members and the members of county assemblies.
He noted that during the previous competition held in Bungoma, Migori managed to secure only 2 trophies, but expressed hope that the team will perform better this year after undergoing adequate preparation.
Some of the lessons learned, because last year we only scooped 2 trophies, actually 1. The other one was as a runner-up, and that was because practices were not enhanced, were not well done. So this year we started earlier. We coordinated with members and staff, and practices have gone on for a good time, quite a good time. And we are confident we're going to get more trophies this year.
Rusana added that participants have been fully facilitated on time. Unlike the previous edition of the CASA Games in Bungoma, he emphasized the importance of the competition, saying it helps in keeping the staff physically fit and motivated.
We have also made sure that members and staff have got means of traveling. They are facilitated. Last year, they had to travel all the way to Bungoma to get facilitation. This year, we were able to liaise with the relevant financial authorization institutions to ensure that we have enough funding to facilitate the games. So we are set. All of us are going to attend and reach there, arrive in Meru in good time. This is not only a competition. These games are meant to make members exercise and be fit and keep in good health. So we are prepared and set to leave here on 22nd up to 28th of this month.
The preparations comes as Migori County readies itself for the upcoming Governor's Cup, which will run concurrently with the Pinlo festivals in the county.
Actually, Governor's Cup is there. It has been combined with the upcoming Pinlo event, the event that is being hosted by Migori County on behalf of the Nyanza County. So it has been combined. The Governor's Cup, actually the Pinlo is starting with games, and particularly Governor's Cup from the wards coming down, and the finals will be played at the Pinlo event. So that is a parallel event where members of the County Assembly are also participating.
Lennox Odede reporting for Ndizi TV Africa from Migori County.
Meanwhile, health officials in Kakamega County are urging expectant mothers to seek antenatal care early, stressing that timely medication attention can prevent maternal deaths and complications from preterm births. Authorities say early care improves outcomes for both mothers and their babies, and are calling on communities to support women in accessing these vital services. The campaign underscores ongoing efforts to improve maternal and infant health care in the region.
But we are also advising our parents, our mothers. Some of them also don't have IDs, yet they are of mature age. So we want all our mothers to get identity cards, and then also get their birth certificate so that they are registered to SHA, so that they are able to get services from SHA.
All mothers, men, and even those eligible to get SHA, to register on SHA and pay their premiums according to what our community health promoters or what the SHA office, when they visit, give them as their rates. And therefore, we are also giving free services in all our outpatient level 2, level 3.
Most of the mothers to the preterm babies are teen mothers. And normally teen mothers, when they get pregnant, one, they'll want to hide because it's not expected. And therefore, they don't go to the antenatal clinic to get proper information and proper guidance. And at times they go through the pregnancy with infections, with a few challenges, and that's what leads to preterm babies. And therefore, we have our CHPs who do a lot of work in the community, sensitizing the expectant mothers about attending clinics and advising them on what they're supposed to do as expectant mothers. Besides the CHPs, we have our own health practitioners or nurses, clinical officers and doctors who advise them when they come to the clinics. But generally, most of the teen mothers do not attend antenatal clinics. They come when maybe it's a bit late and therefore they don't have information. And many times a few of our mothers in the community also, though they are mature mothers, some of them also don't attend.
And now wrapping up, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission is beginning the dispatch of electoral materials ahead of the next week's by-elections. At Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, IEBC Chairperson Erastus Edung Ethekon received the first batch of ballot papers printed in Greece. He confirmed that the materials for remote constituencies such as Banisa will be airlifted to ensure security and timely delivery. The Commission says these preparations are critical to conducting free, fair and transparent elections nationwide.
We have 10 pellets containing our ballot papers for the by-elections. So far, I'm sure you've seen some of them destined for Baringo, for the senatorial seat. Some headed for Mbeere North, and others will arrive tomorrow. Another 29 pellets containing the rest of the ballot papers for the other constituencies and the ward. We are now all systems go. We've made all the preparations, adequate preparations, to ensure that this by-elections, which is the first to be conducted by this new IBC, to ensure that these by-elections go very well and we complete them successfully on the 27th of this month.
In terms of the movement, as Chairman has indicated, these ballot papers from here, they go to the main warehouse of IBC in an industrial area. After that, the transportation will start on Friday. And as you can see, the packaging is per pallet, per constituency.